and I am at Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights 30. I'm super excited to take you guys along with me to tell you what I think are the top 10 important tips for first timers. There's a lot going on here at Halloween Horror Nights, and I'm really excited to help you guys along on your first visit here. So let's just get into it. Let's get spooky and let's go get into some hijinks. Tip number 1, get here early because tonight the event is supposed to start at 6:30, but they're gonna open these doors at 6. They will usually open about a half hour earlier than expected. So get here early. If you're already in the park, there will be some zones where you can be, and I'll show you that in a second. But you definitely don't want to come here at 6:30 or at the time of the event. You should definitely get here early and get your time in. Tip number 2, if you are already in the park like I was today, you don't have to wait by the gate to be let in. You can come into these different sections where they hold people. I'm gonna be hanging out here at the Tagay Cafe because this way I get to see the opening ceremonies when they come down this road to the main gate. This is definitely a really good spot. You could go further into the park near Springfield to get closer to the back of the park where the Beetlejuice house is and Haunting of Hill House is, but I really want to see those opening ceremonies. I think if you're a first timer, that's definitely something you should see, and it'll get you into the spooky mood. And actually, if you go inside the Tagay Cafe and come out the side door, you have a great view. Look at that, we're right by the gate. We're gonna have this great view of the opening ceremonies, and we're already in the park.
That's right, kids. Jack, he's back. I'm here to be your caretaker of the kill, your director of tormented destruction. I'm back to usher you into a celebration of gore-filled storytelling. I am the fight in the night. I am the true icon of horror.
I love you so much, Jack. Tip number 3, did you know that this is a big foodie event? There are a lot of food booths here at Halloween Horror Nights, including some fan favorites like the Twisted Taters. They are literally twisted potatoes. They are absolutely delicious. You can also get a fan favorite, the pizza fries are around here, but you can get that during the day at Louis in New York. And if you saw my What You Can Do in Universal without a Halloween Horror Nights ticket, you can see it in that. So if you can get something that's in the park before Horror Nights, definitely do it. So I highly recommend you doing that ahead of time. Also, I saw that these booths were already open before the event even started, around 5:30, and the event started at 6:30. So again, do as much as you can before the event fully starts so you can get all the time in for the event. I decided I wanted to try one of the new menu items instead, which is also a great thing that you could do, and I got the Jack Donut Sliders. It is a slider burger with 2 donuts as buns, and it comes with chips, and it looks great, and I've heard great things about it. Oh my God, that slider is so juicy. That is such a good burger. The donuts are good, honestly. It makes the burger just like really sweet. I kind of just want to eat the burger on its own, but still it's a fun, definitely a fun thing to try. There's some ketchup and mayo on the burger. It looks like a little bacon on here. Here it is without the bun. I know it's really hard to see, it's dark, but on its own the slider is absolutely delicious, and the donuts on its own is great. I'm just not a fan personally of both together. That is awesome. That burger is so juicy, so full of flavor. I'm considering just getting another one just to eat the patty again. Really good choice to get. Bonus food tip. Free water at the parks. If you find a quick service place like this where they're selling pizza fries over by SpongeBob store pans, or any place that has a Coke machine. You can get free water. You can even like go up to one of the booths and ask for a cup, and then you find your machine if you are in a weird spot like I was before when I was in San Francisco. But don't pay for water, get it for free. Tip number 4, if you're only coming to Halloween Horror Nights for one night, I suggest getting an express pass like I did. I am only coming here for one night, and I am zipping in and out of the houses, which is great because I got here early, I'm doing a lot of the houses, and I have a lot of extra time to go see the shows, just to hang out in the scare zones, maybe get some food. It gives you a lot of flexibility. If you are not coming one night and you're coming multiple nights and you don't want to pay for that express pass, that is totally great because that way you have some extra time to do the houses you want to do and the shows and the scare shows and everything you want to do, and you can plan out your night accordingly. The highest wait time I saw tonight is September 30th. The highest wait time I saw was 55 minutes for Haunting of Hill House. But me, I zipped right through with the express pass. So just remember, it is a really good option if you do want to be able to have more time at the event and not wait online for the houses. Tip number 5, think about when you want to go to Halloween Horror Nights. I recommend not going opening day weekend. That way you can kind of do your research, people have gone, you can try to pick your must-dos. I also recommend you going during the week, and if you can, going during September. The crowds are going to be definitely smaller than in October. So what are the must-dos? I just did all 10 houses. I was only able to do it with the express pass. There would be no way I'd be able to do them all without it. So if you're only coming one night, again, I really recommend the express pass. So here are my top 3. Number 1, Beetlejuice. Oh my God, it puts you in the story. It's not very scary, it is just amazing. I fangirled so hard. It is unbelievable. The recreation of the movie is in that house. It is wonderful. My second pick would be the Tooth Fairy. I thought the set design was absolutely beautiful, and this was the only house that had a story that I was able to follow throughout the entire house. There's a narrator, there's words on the wall. I thought it was wonderful, and I was actually a little scared in that house because honestly, I don't get very scared in these houses, but that one I did a little bit. I'm also going to throw in for number 3, the Horror Icons house. The Icons are Halloween Horror Nights past hosts that are now icons, and they are all in one place, and it's probably going to be scary for some. For me, I just found it to be really fun to see some horror icons all in one place. I found that to be just so much fun. Something also that is brand new this year is a house from Netflix's The Haunting of Hill House, which I remember watching a few years ago. But to be honest with you, I was very confused entering because I haven't seen it in a long time. I would definitely do a recap of the series before going into that house. I think it would make a lot more sense. But I thought the production value was absolutely great, and that's going to be one of the more popular houses, so definitely one to kind of go right to when you first walk in, or maybe save to the end of the night. I want to quickly shout out the Bride of Frankenstein and Case Files. So the Bride of Frankenstein is the walk through the story of the Bride of Frankenstein movie, and it's not very scary, but it is beautiful, and I thought it was just an incredible looking house. There's a great effect that happens in there. And then Case Files is a very interesting house. I didn't find it scary at all, but I did find it very cool because you're kind of walking through like a 1940s detective agency, and it's very interesting and very cool to look at. I think it was definitely a most memorable one. I don't think it's necessarily a must-do if you're running out of time, but those two are just very cool artistically, and they shouldn't be at the bottom of the list. They should be kind of exactly where I put them, in the middle. The rest of the houses were fine. Honestly, nothing was bad, but they were all just kind of fine. I can't really distinguish any of them from the rest. The ones that I put in the first, second, third category and the shout outs were the most memorable. The others were kind of just generic houses. I asked, is there a story for Puppet Theater? Is there a story I need to know before going in? They were like, no, just go. And to me, like, all right, that's fine, but I prefer something with a story to it or something to help me connect it. So those probably, the rest of those were definitely on the bottom of my list. So definitely check out Beetlejuice, definitely check out Revenge of the Tooth Fairy and the Icons for sure. If you're a Hill House fan, definitely put that on your list. And again, Bride of Frankenstein and Case Files are so artistically amazing. You're gonna love it. Tip number 6, don't sleep on the scare zones. There are 5 scare zones throughout the park where you can just walk through, and there are amazing, first of all, costumes here and really scary creatures. Make sure, oh my goodness, make sure you check out all of them because they are super, first of all, the details are unbelievable. Like, check out this guy. Like, this looks amazing. Make sure you check them all out. They are absolutely so cool. So this was the Gorewood Forest that we just passed through. And again, these costumes and sets are amazing. Our next scare zone over by Mel's Die-In is Lights, Camera, Haction, Eddie's Revenge. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Hello. Oh my goodness, hello. You're creepy and beautiful all at the same time. Kind of looks like one of Floop's Flooglies from Spy Kids. Hi! I thought this was real! Oh, this is a real food booth, but it's not. Came back to the front of the park. This is the 30 Years, 30 Fears scare zone. This is what you're gonna walk through when you first come into the park, and it is just awesome in here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here's our next scare zone. It's over by the tribute store and it's Seek and Destroy. And they kind of look like spacemen with chainsaws. Definitely the least frightening of the bunch. Our final scare zone over in San Francisco is Crypt TV. Hello. Ooh, oh, okay. I won't mess with you. Oh my gosh, this is an amazing costume. That is so scary. Oh, I just love her. You're fabulous. You're scary and fabulous. I love you. Freaking out. It's Krampus. It's Krampus. It's Krampus. If you don't know, Krampus is basically the evil Santa Claus. It's a German, I wouldn't call it a fairy tale, more of a nightmare. Tip number 7, don't waste your time during the event to shop. Because if you are coming to the parks, this is here for you during the day. If you're not coming to the parks, the Universal store on City Walk, which you don't need a park ticket to get to City Walk, has basically everything here. It has all the Halloween Horror Nights stuff. You should be able to get almost everything. I'm not gonna say everything just in case, but almost everything. Do your shopping before the event. Do not waste your time shopping, please. Just, I see it happening all the time. Don't waste your time. Tip number 8, do not touch the scare actors. Do not touch them, do not harass them. And I hate that I have to put this in here, but the fact is, every night there is an incident. That's what I've heard. Don't touch them, they are human beings, even though they look like ghouls. Tip number 9, as you can see, this is the 30th anniversary, which means there has been 30 years of Halloween Horror Nights. And I really recommend you doing some research before you come here because you're gonna have a better appreciation for it. Get the history of Halloween Horror Nights. Look up who the icons are, the history of the icons. Because when you go into different scare zones and you go into that icon's house, it's gonna mean more to you. I didn't know who they were up until this past year, but I did all my research. I went into that icon house and I fangirled over Jack, I fangirled over The Undertaker, I fangirled over the director. It gets you hyped, it gets you excited, and you're gonna appreciate this event way more if you do. And finally, tip number 10, don't go alone. That is the motto of Halloween Horror Nights. If you can avoid it, don't go alone. It is a scary event. Oh, I almost got my eye poked out. Don't go alone. Or go alone and have the best time. I was alone for the first couple of hours waiting for my friend, and I had a great time. So up to you, but again, this is not for the faint of heart. This is a very scary place. And I love it, and I hope you love it, and I hope these 10 tips helped you in your planning of coming to Horror Nights. Well, my dudes, that was my top 10 list for first-timers to come and survive Halloween Horror Nights. I hope this helped you. I hope you had a fun time following along I had an amazing night here. I had a great Halloween Horror Nights. I can't wait to come back. I really cannot recommend that Express Pass if you are coming only one night. I was able to do all of the houses, everything I wanted to do. You can do everything in one night if you have the Express Pass. That is really the biggest tip I can give you coming into, if you're coming into the park for the first time. I had an amazing time. I loved everything in these houses. I thought everything looked beautiful and amazing. The details were fantastic. I think they do an outstanding job, and I hope you have an amazing time when you come to Horror Nights. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything that comes on this channel. Follow me on Instagram at Magical Hijinx. Make sure to check out my Patreon for extra exclusive content. And until next time, my dudes, I hope you guys get into some hijinks very, very soon. Bye-bye.